What's up guys, welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. Thank you so much for joining me today. So in this vlog, we're going to continue to do some more work with the Aztek engine parts. Slowly but surely we are getting to the point where we will be able to at least start the reassembly process of this engine. As this is being filmed, the heads still are not with me. They were sent off with my friend who is in the process of doing the removal of the broken studs, the exhaust studs that broke off, and I think there were 4 that we had to really worry about. But other than getting those exhaust studs out of the engine heads, everything else is, I think, pretty much ready to go with the heads themselves. So we sanded down the gasket surfaces and got them smooth. Of course, I'll check on that again before we reassemble everything. Yeah, so we did that. They cleaned up really nice. Got to get the studs out, and then the only thing I really got to do is lap the valves into those heads. So since the heads aren't here, what I'm going to do is we're going to try to maybe clean up some of the valves and the springs and such, so that way they're a little bit cleaner once they go back into the head. And then once the valves are clean, then we'll lap them into the valve seats, and we'll have a nice clean finish there. So let me show you guys what we are working with today. So these are all the valves and the springs and the keepers, and these are all in bags that are labeled with the cylinder numbers that they came out of. The marker is wearing off, so I will be getting some new bags once we are done with this process. But I'm not really going to clean them up so that way they're like all shiny and stuff. That car's got 170,000 miles on it. It doesn't need that. Honestly, I'm really hoping the car's gonna run. So I'm not really going to waste my time, making these look pristine, but what I am going to do is at least clean them up a little bit and maybe help the process. And we're going to use Purple Power, and I've never used it before. I've heard it's pretty potent stuff, but basically, I got this little container here, and I'm just going to stand up some of the, the valves. I can leave the springs on there even. But we'll set them up in here, stand them up, pour the Purple Power in it, and I'm just going to let them sit for a while now. I'm not going to be able to fit all of these in there at once, and that's okay. I'm actually going to be doing some work here later on with the actual block for another vlog. So in a way, I'm kind of filming 2 vlogs at once today. But yeah, so we'll take them out of the bags, and like I said, I'll get some new bags so I know exactly, this bag's actually tearing anyway, and we can't lose any of the parts in there, especially those little tiny valve keepers there. We can't lose those. So this is for what, cylinder 1. I should have brought the tripod out here, but I did not. Let me do this with the camera off. Okay, so what I did, this is cylinder 1, this is cylinder 3, and this is cylinder 5. So these are going to be all of the cylinders for the back side of the engine on the Aztek, and we'll do those first. Now a while ago, I didn't really document it on tape, but I did try to clean the cylinder 1 valves, so you can see they're not as gunked up as all these other ones. And I forget what I tried to use. I had it sitting in seafoam. Yeah, I'm sorry, I put seafoam on there. But, it didn't do too bad, but something a little better. And as far as that, I'm not sure. I mean, that's all carbon. These are the exhaust valves here. Usually, the exhaust valves will get a lot of carbon deposits on them. Just from, the exhaust and stuff. This one doesn't look like there's too much. You see a little bit of it, but I don't know if the Purple Power will necessarily break all that off or not. It might. And then the intake valves here, like I said, this one was kind of cleaned up a little bit already, but Look at one that hasn't been. I remember this one. So for some reason this one was all rusty looking. So we'll definitely have to make sure that one is cleaned up. This one was, oh, there's a keeper. This one was a little messy or rusty also. Get that keeper out of there. I'll just put that here and I'll put it back in its correct bag. And like I said, I'll get some new bags. So we'll see how well this stuff works. Like I said, I've never used this stuff before. I really hope that it does wonders. I've heard good things about it. I've heard it's pretty potent stuff. I wish my container was a little flatter on the bottom. It's kind of a flimsy container, so it's, get it out of the sun. There we go. Okay. Oh wow, I can already see the oil starting to come off of that. Wow, look at the... Oh, that's actually pretty awesome. I bought this for like $5 at the dollar store. I didn't even know they had it, so when I saw it I was like, yeah, let's give that a try. Now like I said, I don't know if it's gonna actually remove any carbon. It may not, the carbon's gonna be on there, but it will get all the old nasty oil off most likely. Wow, sweet. So like I said, I'm just gonna let these sit. I'm gonna let these soak in here. It's gonna be probably at least a half hour because we're actually gonna go get some dinner. And I'll check on them when we come back and we'll be able to rinse them off. And then we'll do the front 6 valves and go from there. Alright guys, so it's probably been close to an hour since these have all been sitting here, and you can, I haven't even looked at them yet, but you can see the oil just floating on the top. So I'm assuming it probably did a really good job at cleaning or degreasing these. So this is going to be the first time I'm looking at these. Wow, not too bad. What about this one? Yeah, you can tell they're not as black as they were. It's definitely got more of a like an actual metallic color. Like I said, I'm not really expecting the carbon to be off of here. I can work on maybe trying to do that a little bit later. But I just wanted to get all that nasty oil off of these. That looks pretty good. So I got my rags here, and I'm just going to take my rag. I'll need both hands, but I'm going to dry it off. Okay, so anyway, doesn't look as bad as it did. Obviously, you know, there's still some carbon on the top. The bottom looks fairly good, and you can see around the edges there how it looks a little rough. Well, when we do our lapping, that's going to most likely take care of all that. Overall, I think it looks pretty decent. Spring looked good. Like I said, it's not going to look 100% like new, but it definitely looks a lot better. And then this is the keeper from the top. Alright, so I'll clean up the rest of these, and then I'm going to rebag them in the new bags and then put the other set in there. And then I'm going to try to get started on the block for the other vlog that I'm filming. Okay, so cylinders 1, 3, and 5 all have their valves and springs cleaned. New bags, keepers are in there. So yeah, and I'm just going to compare this to these valves. Now, keep in mind that the valves that are going into this little tank now, this little bowl, these are the ones from the original Aztek head. In case you guys didn't see it or didn't know, these valves were part of a head that I had to replace once I got the one existing head off of the engine. Spark plug broke in the head. Found out it was going to cost more to have it tapped out and all that stuff, so we just bought another junkyard head, and that's what these valves are from. But these here are from the original Aztek head. So the oil and sludge on my the original head was way grittier and way blacker than the sludge and stuff that was on the head from those. So I hope, you know, these clean up just as well as nice as those. So this is cylinder 2. I'm putting cylinder 2 in first. I dumped some of the purple power out into one of my recycling jugs, and then I'm gonna add some fresh stuff. I didn't want to dump the whole thing out because I don't want to exactly waste the entire bottle already, but I think as long as there's a little bit more left in there, it should be fine. This is going to be number 4. Anyway, you guys get the idea. I'll put them in, we'll fill it up, and we'll let it sit. Alright, so we just got done doing the cleaning of the block. I got the rust out of the cylinders, also cleaned up the pistons quite nicely too. Wasn't really expecting that, but pistons are somewhat cleaner. The block, still have to do a little more sanding on it because, well, with everything in the way and such, you know, but you guys probably already watched that vlog, so you guys know what's going on. Here are the first 2 valves out of this set here. Oops, sorry. I think they look better. I let them sit a little longer because of all the grime that was really caked on these valves. Remember, this set here is the original valves from the engine, and the engine was in awful shape, so these look a lot better now. So I'm going to pull these 2 up, these 2 sets up. I'm gonna get ready to bag these for cylinder 2, and I'll bag the rest of them, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Alright guys, they're not perfect, but at least the majority of all of the old sludge and oil is all off of those. All of the keepers are there. This stuff did a pretty decent job. The only other things that I want to take care of are the actual rocker arms, and I'd like to do the push rods too, but there may really be no need to do the push rods. I could probably clean those up as we're putting them back into the engine, because as you know, it's very important that you don't mess up the order of those push rods in particular, or else you're going to throw the whole engine off. There's the train. Wow, it's exceptionally loud tonight. Sheesh. Okay, so once I get the heads back, which will be any day now, we can put the new valve seals in, and we can lap all of these valves and springs into the new heads, actually set them in there, and then those heads, for the most part, are ready to go. So stick around. In the meantime, I gotta go clean all that stuff up. Hey guys, alright, so it's been a couple weeks since we did the valve cleaning in the springs and the keepers. So all that stuff was done, you know, a few weeks ago while my friend had the heads to the engine. But this morning, on this chilly, rainy Sunday morning, I'm heading out to his shop over at the airport where he keeps his plane. We've been there before. We did the Escapes half shaft there when I had the Escape. But we're heading over there this morning, and we're going to finish doing the heads, and then that way I can bring them home today. And
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do much work with getting the valves in the heads today because I'm going to see Bush, the 90s band. I've been a fan of Bush since I've been a kid, and they were coming to the area, and I couldn't pass up that opportunity. So we're going to go see Bush tonight. So I'm probably not going to have a whole lot of time to really mess with the heads. I mean, I might have a little bit of time depending on when we finish them now, but I don't think it's going to take too long to do what we need to get done with these heads. So that's where we stand. So we're about a half hour away, and it's really, today's the last day of September, so it's September 30th, and it's definitely going to be one of those fall days, it seems. It's chilly and it's raining, and fall's here, so we got to get the Aztek running. So let's venture out to the airport hangar. Let's get these heads done.
Alright guys, so I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is we successfully got out the
broken exhaust stud from the head that I bought from the junkyard. So it actually drilled out and re-tapped very nicely. We put one of the brand new exhaust studs from the kit that I bought. We put it in there, and it threads in beautifully. It snugs up, so wonderful. The bad news is the head that was from the Aztek originally, which had 2 broken studs in it, well, that head is now ruined. And here's why. As you've seen in the footage before this, we made a jig, or he made a jig, and we perfectly got the holes lined up for all of the exhaust studs wonderfully. And for that first head, it worked out really well. We took a couple of the appropriate sized bolts to lock this jig onto the top of the head, and then we took a metal sleeve. He pounded it into one of the other holes, and then that's what we used to drill into the head to keep the drill bit perfectly straight going in. And then once we did that, we were able to take off that jig and carefully re-tap that hole, and it worked out perfectly fine. The thing with the second head, with the original Aztek head, is that we noticed the holes did not line up 100%. They were very close, like, just off a smidgen, which is already kind of a cause for concern. But to make matters worse, when we were drilling into the very first hole that we were trying to get the stud out of, it didn't drill in perfectly straight. This could be for a couple of reasons. The drill bit kind of may have followed a previous hole in there. Somebody probably cross-threaded that stud, and obviously it probably widened up the hole in the head a little bit, which could be why it broke off. Who knows? But either way, the hole didn't line up right, which was already a bad sign, and the drill bit didn't dig deep enough down, so there was still a bolt at the bottom of that hole that we didn't get through yet. So as we're drilling and drilling and drilling, something all of a sudden kicked out of that hole, and the drill bit went right through the head into one of the water channels. So therefore, if I were to use this head, we would have a consistent coolant leak chances, or it may flood one of the cylinder chambers. I don't know. It didn't look like the drill bit went through the valve chambers or anything, so it definitely went into one of the coolant channels, and that head is now ruined. The good thing is, at least it wasn't the head that I just bought from the junkyard. The bad news is, I really cleaned up that head nicely, and that's honestly what I'm more so bummed out about, is the fact that I cleaned it up so nice, and now I can't use it. My friend felt so bad, and I told him it wasn't his fault. It seemed like that head, we were having issues with that head. Yeah, as far as the holes not lining up right, maybe there's a chance that it did warp a little bit. Maybe the head expanded from getting so hot. I mean, it really does seem weird that it didn't fit perfectly as fine as the other head did. So if it was off that much, maybe the head did get hot and it expanded. So being that today's Sunday, I can't go to any of the junkyards today. Everybody's closed, and of course I work tomorrow. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm actually working different hours tomorrow too, which sucks. So I won't have a chance to go to a junkyard at all tomorrow, but I will be calling them, and we're gonna find another head. Probably for the better. It is probably for the best that I replace this head anyway, and I just hope that I get one that's gonna be good. I'm hoping the one that I have now is good. I mean, it looks good. Everything seems to be fine, but let's just hope that we end up with 2 good heads from another 3400. Yeah.
Okay, so here it is. This is the original head. Cleaned up so nice. I'll have to do that again with another one. Anyway, there's the hole. You can see how bad it looks. But we drilled in too deep, like something just really slipped out. I dumped some water into one of these water channels here. Well, it's a little up high, but no, it's not. I'm sorry, it was down there. Probably see it come out. Yep. Wow, yeah, it's coming out pretty good. So, no good. So we'll be looking for a head tomorrow, and maybe, well, hopefully I can get one tomorrow. I mean, I won't be able to get it, but I can at least tell them I want it if I can find one. But this week I'll definitely have another head, and then we'll start the cleaning process and stuff over again. Now the nice thing is I could probably still use the valves and the springs, the ones that I already cleaned from this head here, because we didn't seat them into the head yet. So the other one will probably come with some valves and springs and stuff, and I mean, depending on how they look and stuff. But since the ones that I have in the basement are already cleaned, we'll just seat those heads or those valves and seat those into lap them into the new head. I was really hoping to lap the valves and stuff into these heads today. Well, not today because I'm going to that thing, but this week. But I got one that I can do, and we'll have to maybe hold off on this one for another week. But this vlog, I was hoping to have them lapped in with this vlog, so this vlog didn't really turn out the way I was hoping also. But that's alright. At least I know at the junkyard that I got the one head from, they check them for damages and stuff, so it may just be for the better that we just end up replacing this one. I'm just upset because it looks so good. Oh well. If you guys enjoyed this vlog, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Check out teespring.com/store/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. You can also check out Sid merchandise down below this video. There's a little scroll thing. It shows you some of the merch that's available for sale. And that's all I've got for you guys today. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Take care.